those people in Washington, D.C., for them, that Constitution is antiquated. That Constitution does not count anymore. They have different plans for us. I'm not sure what those plans entail, but it certainly wasn't what our founding fathers had established for this great nation. What information can someone learn about you by looking at your social media? Who are you? What do you like? Where do you and your family eat dinner? What do you like to eat for dinner? Who are your friends? Do you support the military? Do you not? Are you an activist type of person? Or are you more of a homebody? Who your kids are, who your kids' friends are, where they go to school. I can go on and on and on, because social media, whether we like it or not, is exposing all of our lives in a way that we have never been exposed in the past. It doesn't even matter if you don't have a social media account. Imagine if just your kids have the social media account. They post dinners at home with the family, where you're going on vacation, who your political, who you favor more politically, right? Who you support locally. And these bits and pieces of information about you are valuable. They're not only valuable essentially in an economic way for some companies. It's like money in the bank for them, or for politicians, it's also money in the bank for them. But it's valuable as far as information. What does it mean when an agency or someone has information on you or your community or your friends or your family? You know what it means? It means they have power. It means they have power over you. What if someone had access to your blocks, to your drafts, to your search history, and every single IP address you used to access your accounts? What do you think happens when the NSA sets their geniuses free on Earth to collect information on our adversaries? What do you think they're collecting? What do you think our adversaries are collecting against us and against our politicians and our world leaders? Now, imagine if these private companies were weaponized, and I'm talking like social media companies, were weaponized by our Department of Justice and by others to collect information on political enemies. Oh my gosh. Imagine that. In the United States of America, folks. In the United States of America, this is exactly what Special Counsel Jack Smith is trying to do in his case against Donald Trump in Washington, D.C. And he's not only collecting information on Trump, but he collected information on you. Anybody who retweeted, who showed that they liked President Trump anytime around January 6th, anytime around that time frame, anybody who showed a proclivity towards that type of patriotism or make America great again, who had friends connected to that, they were collecting the information on you. I want you to think about the kind of country that you would imagine that occurring in. Maybe the old Soviet Union. Even now in Russia, you could say because of corruption, yes, their government and their FSB would probably be collecting information like that. Certainly China, certainly the Chinese Communist Party, they openly collect it, and they don't even have a problem letting you know that. They'll let you know that as soon as you land in China. You go to Beijing. I have so many friends that visit Beijing or who have gone to Beijing, and they immediately are collected on all of their social media, and you do not have the freedom to travel and navigate on the web whenever you wish. All of this is happening in the United States of America, but they'll tell you publicly that we're a nation based on principles, that we're a nation based, and this is our government, based on principles that our founding fathers established that cannot be broken, a foundation that is respected. Lady Liberty, She is blind justice. And Lady Liberty, we don't have that. Something is changing. It has changed. It has shifted. It's disgusting. And that's what we're going to talk about on today's show. But first, let's talk about HelloFresh. HelloFresh is great farm, fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes that are delivered right to your doorstep. I'm not joking when I tell you this is the best way to budget your money and also get family food, dinners, lunches that are already prepared for you and your family. You don't even need to think about it. You just need to go out there, grab your HelloFresh packages and come inside the house, store them and open one of them. I do 3 a week and my daughter loves it. So she can come in the kitchen and she can cook with me. And even if I'm not home, some of those meals are so easy that she can do them with her dad. She can sit there and read off the recipes and then they can cook them with her dad, especially the pasta ones. And they are absolutely fabulous. The holidays are just right around the corner and HelloFresh can help take that stress right out of dinner by delivering everything you need to cook up tasty meals right to your door, saving you tons of time. Just like always, HelloFresh ingredients travel from the farm to your door. So you know they're fresh. Yes, they are. And everything arrives pre-portioned so that you can get right to cooking quickly. Go to HelloFresh.com/Sarah Carter Free and use code Sarah Carter Free for free breakfast for life. 1 breakfast item per box while subscription is active. That's free breakfast for life at HelloFresh.com/Sarah Carter Free with code Sarah Carter Free. HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit. Okay, let's start from the top. This is what we know, okay? That in January, X, formerly Twitter, was issued a subpoena for former President Donald Trump's Twitter information, okay? They're going to just subpoena all of his Twitter information. So bizarre. It's like right out there in the open. So you would say to yourself, like, why? What are they subpoenaing? What's going on here? It's just right there. The only reason we know about these subpoenas is due to an ongoing media lawsuit against the Department of Justice, which has been quite stingy with the information regarding their case against President Donald J. Trump. They don't want to give you the information of what they're doing. Jack Smith doesn't want to tell you what's happening behind the scenes because they are going after him and they are going after, more importantly, you. This is a huge intimidation tactic. Let me begin by stating this. From the moment Donald Trump became president and the people stood up and said, hey, we are kind of sick and tired. In fact, we are sick and tired of Washington, D.C.'s establishment. We're tired of the way we are being treated. We are not deplorables. We are American workers. We're blue collar, white collar, whatever collar you want. And we want somebody that's going to listen to us. Since the moment the American people finally caught on to Washington's scam, because it is a scam, and we called out the revolving door at the Pentagon. People are sick and tired of the endless wars. They're sick and tired of being taxed to death. They're sick and tired of Washington ignoring them and living in their own little bubble outside of the real world that we all live in. You know, the world where you and I go to the grocery store and we spend, $6 something on a gallon of milk, or $3, maybe 95 if we're lucky, in some cases on a gallon of milk right now. And we have meat going, the cost of our beef going through the roof, the cost of restaurants going through the roof, our interest rates are up. The real world where we are struggling to meet our paychecks and our bills, that world. The world where our kids want a new pair of shoes and people are like, well, you know what? We got to decide what we're going to do here. That world. That's the world that we live in, not them. But they don't want you to question what they're doing in Washington, D.C. They don't want you to question them like Nancy Pelosi on how they made so much money in Congress and how their investments in stocks all of a sudden made them millionaires. They don't want you to question that. They don't want you to question anything. They want to just get on their knees and pretend that they're BLM supporters and, act like Hillary Clinton really is saving the world with the global Clinton initiative and all that other crap. Instead, they want to go after Trump. Why? Because Trump and his presidency and all the people that voted for him, even if you don't like him now, even if you don't want Trump, it was like an awakening. And Jack Smith and others, the FBI was infamous for this during his presidency, targeted not just Trump, but everyone around him. Remember Roger Stone, anyone who worked for him, people were being called in, Hope Hicks, everybody had to lawyer up, people had to spend money they didn't even have just to go to hearings. They just made everybody's life miserable. So now fast forward to January with X and the subpoena for President Donald Trump's Twitter information. And the reason why it was so expansive was because they're spying on you. Yovanovitch, Ambassador Yovanovitch, actually spied on my social media account. She was the former ambassador of Ukraine. She spied on me. She spied on Dan Bongino, John Solomon, Sean Hannity, Laura Ingraham. She actually used taxpayer dollars to do that. She used our taxpayer dollars in the State Department. She had assigned certain people to collect information on us and our tweets. So like whenever we tweeted anything out, this was during the time of Twitter, she would collect that information just to see and to monitor our I guess, posts to know what we were doing. And she was doing that because we caught on to the whole Ukraine corruption scandal. Remember that? When John and I started breaking all those stories? And anybody associated with that was dragged into it. And thankfully, Judicial Watch with Tom Fitton, Chris Farrell, and the great group of people there, they were able to get that information and make it public. Now it's about you and me. I'm in this group. According to the New York Post, 8 of the 14 pages related to this search warrant that was taken out on President Trump, they were totally redacted. You could see it online. I'm actually looking at it right now. This warrant, you could see the blank pages. In fact, when I first went to print it out earlier last week, I was like, oh, what's going on with those pages? Oh, yeah, wait, those have been completely redacted. That means we cannot see anything in those pages, right? They've been completely redacted. Why would the DOJ bother releasing almost a totally redacted document? Why would they? Well, because they kind of have to. I mean, they kind of have to let you know that there's a warrant out there. They're letting this out. They just don't want you to see everything. There is a part of this warrant, though, that was an eye-opener because it basically exposed exactly what was going on. So this heavily redacted document that the court ordered a social media giant to forfeit. Basically, the court said, you've got to give this up, this bevy of information regarding Trump's account, including, listen to this, advertising information, including advertising IDs and activity and ad topic preferences, as well as the IP addresses used to create the login and use the account and privacy and account settings. Meaning they probably went right into our direct messages. So if anybody sent a direct message to someone, if you thought that was private, I'm sorry, but people probably already read it if they felt you were worth enough to dig into. That means any private message I sent, direct messages, they were able to look at. The warrant also demanded information, listen to this, such as Trump's search history, direct messages, and content of all tweets created, drafted, favorited, liked, or retweeted by his account from October 2020 to January 2021. Think about that. Think about what just happened there. This is all political. This is based not on some kind of great crime or anything. This is the joke. They are targeting President Trump and everyone around him and anyone who supports a MAGA first or an America first. Remember, the FBI said they got to keep their eye out for all those America first people. They could be extremists. So believe me, if you are retweeting President Trump, if you were talking about MAGA, if you were talking about being a patriot, if you had any kind of social media that was directed at America, changing its course and becoming more free and becoming more patriotic, you probably are on an extremist list with me. It's like, no doubt. So why would Jack Smith want all of this information? Imagine the amount of data that he would have to go through to understand what this information entails. I mean, who the hell cares? So what if Jenny Clark in Idaho is retweeting President Trump? Who cares if Sarah Carter retweeted, a couple of Trump, tweets and then posted something to it? Like, it's out there in the public. So why care? Because what they are collecting is secondary and tertiary information on everyone. This is their way in. So basically, like, a warrant on Trump became a warrant on everyone? Is that what I'm hearing here? Is that what's happening here? Why would all of those other pages just be blacked out? Right? Because they don't want you to know what they are doing. They don't want you to know what they are doing with that information. They obviously don't want President Trump to know what they're doing and how they're trying to target him. And they are sending, I believe, that information directly to people in the FBI. And they're compiling lists on Americans that they believe could pose a possible threat, because we're questioning the way they are wasting our money, our time, and violating our Constitution. I'm very, very concerned, because there are so many people that are so afraid of being ostracized. They're not going to speak up. They're not going to blow the whistle if they're at the FBI. They're not going to blow the whistle if they're at the DOJ. They just want everything to be okay. And I'm not going to rock this boat, and I'm going to retire, and I'm not going to say anything at the expense of what? At the expense of our great nation, the one that, by the way, while people are afraid to blow the whistle and they want to, retain their job security and get their retirement, remember that thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions, since the founding of this nation, have given their lives so that we can be free, only for us to basically turn it over willy-nilly to some guy named Jack Smith. And I'm going to come back with some more thoughts after this. Super Beets. We could all benefit from a heart-healthy energy. Yes, we could. And we can do that with Super Beets Heart Chews that are easy and convenient way to support healthy blood pressure. They're plant-based and stimulant-free, so you get a green boost without any jitters. Paired with a healthy lifestyle, the antioxidants in Super Beets are clinically shown to be nearly 2 times more effective at promoting normal blood pressure than a healthy lifestyle alone. And I love to take them with me. Take them with me on my trips when I'm traveling for Sean. I take them with me when I'm doing research down at the border. I take them with me when I'm on vacation with my husband. You take 2 of those, put them in your pocket, and you are going to feel great the whole day. Believe me, when you run out of Super Beets, you want to order more. That's how good they make you feel. Double your potential with Super Beet Heart Chews. Get a free 30-day supply of Super Beets Heart Chews and get a free full-size bag of turmeric chews valued at $25 by going to americalovesbeets.com. This exclusive offer only at America Loves Beets, BEETS.com. So I want to put this into a big picture for you. We are literally facing such a fundamental change in our nation because we are allowing it to happen. We are. We need to not be afraid. We need to stand up and speak up. I want to play this clip for you. This is Elon Musk, and this is with X. And I want to play this clip because I think it's significantly important. It is him standing up to, of course, not only the government, but advertisers that are threatening to destroy X now, his company.
You don't want them to advertise?
No.
What do you mean?
If somebody's going to try to blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money, go f*** yourself. But go f*** yourself. Is that clear? I hope it is.
I agree with him. I'm so sick of what has been happening in our country. I am so tired of the woke corporations. Disney should be ashamed of itself. In fact, Disney lost so much in stock because they were just nothing but grooming, in my opinion, kids all the time to their ridiculous narratives. I mean, during COVID, I was just stunned and astonished at some of the commercials I saw on Disney. And Disney's one of the ones that's threatening. It doesn't matter that Elon Musk wants to save humanity. It doesn't matter that he dreamed since he was a child. You know, that there was something bigger that he was going to do, that he was going to make it so that human beings could take our knowledge and our great gifts and go throughout the universe as a species, that we would exist way beyond the finite life of this planet. That doesn't matter. That he was going to create, electric vehicles, a company where electric vehicles would be affordable eventually one day for all human beings on the planet. We don't care about that guy. Because that guy is talking about giving you freedom and liberty. That guy wants you to be able to say whatever you want to say, as stipulated in the Constitution of the United States of America. Those people in Washington, D.C., for them, that Constitution is antiquated. That Constitution does not count anymore. They have different plans for us. I'm not sure what those plans entail, but it certainly wasn't what our founding fathers had established for this great nation. And folks, we better wake up, and we better speak up, and we better stand up for people like Elon Musk, and stand up for ourselves and our family and our children before everything this nation stands for is robbed from us. Thank you so much for being a part of the Sara Carter Show. Do you think Jack Smith's case against President Trump is unconstitutional? Let me know in the comments below. Folks, make sure you are subscribed to the Sara Carter Show here on your favorite podcast app. It really does make a difference. And give us 5 stars. Let me tell you, that really helps. Put down a review, give us 5 stars. It means so much to me, and I love to read them. Follow me on Truth at Sara Carter Official, on X at Sara Carter DC, and on Instagram at SCarterDC. God bless you. God bless our great nation. God bless all the men and women who have given their lives fighting for our liberty and freedom. And God bless all of those who are fighting now to ensure the sanctity of our nation and our Constitution. And never forget, God bless the great state of Texas.